Uh, Again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going to get started in just a few moments, setting up our recording as well as our live feed on YouTube, and then we'll get things rocking and rolling, everyone. We're very excited about the information that we're about to go over, guys. I strongly want to encourage you to grab a pen and a piece of paper. Make sure you get into a quiet environment. This won't be a very long call whatsoever, but the few minutes we spend together, I promise you, can make you a small fortune in a very short amount of time. And that's without any hype whatsoever. I'm very excited. The person who shared this with you is very excited as well. And guys, we're going to get started. So let's get this thing moving. We're right at the top of the hour. Again, welcome everyone to our new opportunity with ERC, Employee Retention Credit, guys. I strongly, again, encourage you to grab a pen and a piece of paper because this is what I will share with you guys. And we're going to have more of a conversation instead of a presentation, if that's okay with you, because I don't want any of you to miss out on this opportunity that you've been invited to take a look at. I don't want to sound hypey, but although I'm very hyped, if you understand what I'm saying here, very seldom do you have an opportunity to position yourself in front of what we're about to go over. We've read about the gold rush, where individuals who got in front of the gold rush, and more importantly, individuals who provided the tools, the shovels, and the picks, those are the ones who created wealth as well. And what we're about to share with you is we are bringing the shovels and the picks for business owners, small business owners, 1 to 500 employees, to give them the ability to access millions and millions of dollars that has been put to the side for them by the government. So guys, if you've ever sat there and said, man, I sure wish I was in front of the gold rush. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you are absolutely there with this ERC opportunity. As I stated, guys, the government has put together a stimulus package. Many of us have been impacted by the pandemic. We're coming out of it. It was quite interesting. It devastated individuals either directly or indirectly, but it truly devastated business owners. And understand this, guys, what the government has put together is a stimulus package. Most of us are familiar with the PPP loans, and many businesses took advantage of it while it was still available. And then some heard of the EIDL loan, and some took advantage of that, and that ran out of money very quickly. And the reason why these programs really took off is because individuals were monetized for sharing it. But what was not monetized, what didn't have a opportunity behind it, is the ERC. So it was like the stepchild on the side. No one really talked about it. And that's why it was really, folks didn't take full advantage of it. But we're in a unique position right now because the ERC tax credit went through an evolution. See, in the beginning, when it first came along during the prior administration, you had the choice of either doing a PPP or the ERC. If you got the PPP, you can't get the ERC. And unfortunately, not enough individuals took advantage of the ERC, so they made adjustments in the process. And under the new administration, they made it whereas if you got the PPP, you also can take advantage of the ERC program up to $26,000 per employee. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I really want you to sit back and think of business owners that you know, business owners that you patronize, business owners in your community that can use $26,000 per employee. That changes an entire business owner's projection into the future. Many businesses, as you all see in your neighborhoods, are closing their doors as they are in my neighborhoods. One of my favorite restaurants just recently closed their doors. They said, we just can't survive coming out of the pandemic, and folks just aren't coming back into their establishments fast enough. They ran out of money. And it's unfortunate. I'm still trying to reach the owner, can't find them, but I will find those individuals, but imagine if you went to a business owner and they had, 10 employees and you had the ability to get them $26,000 per employee. I mean, that's money that can truly help businesses stay afloat, if not expand and move to the next level of their growth. That's exactly what we bring to the table, guys. And it's a very exciting program that allows us to help businesses and make a lot of money at the same time. So let me share with you how a business qualifies for this. There's 3 qualifications. First, the business has to show significant decrease in the revenue during the pandemic. They had to take a loss. And then there's businesses that have been partially or completely shut down, and businesses whose practices were affected by the pandemic, whether it was supply chain, or if you're a restaurant, you had to move your business outside, or you had to lay people off, social distancing. Bottom line is every business was impacted by the pandemic. Some businesses, and I know some of them, they didn't lose money, they increased their revenue. And unfortunately, they're being misinformed that because they increased their revenue, that they don't qualify for this ERC program. And the reality is that's so untrue, because it's either or. So maybe they increased their revenue, but they still had supply chain problems, or they had to shut down or have partial shutdowns. Either one of these 3 qualifications will help a business owner qualify. Another qualification is, of course, 1 to 500 W-2 employees. Full-time W-2 employees is one of the requirements for this. So 1099 immediate family members don't qualify. You have to have at least one full-time W-2 employee who's not an immediate family member, and they can qualify for the funds. Now, guys, this is major. These are checks coming directly from the IRS. And again, as I stated, a business can qualify up to $26,000 per employee if they didn't take advantage of the PPP. Now, if they took advantage of the PPP, it's up to $10,000 per employee. And on an average with the businesses that we're bringing to this company that we're partnered with, it's an average of anywhere from $225,000 per company. I want you to sit back and imagine being able to call a friend who's a business owner, a relative who's a business owner, someone who you go and patronize every day, a dry cleaner, a restaurant that's a business owner, being able to put $225,000 in their bottom line, that will have a major impact. I have some examples here. These are real businesses that we were able to help. We have a retail shop, had 9 employees, was able to put $68,000 back into their bottom line. This is non-refundable money. It's not like the PPP where they had to pay it back. It's not like where you have to decide, or they dictate where you put this money. This is $68,000 to a business owner where they could give their employees bonuses, they could expand their business, or they could buy a new vacation house. It's up to them. It doesn't matter. We helped a local business, a restaurant with 5 locations, 63 employees, $1.2 million. A local catering company with 15 employees, $262,000. These are just a few of the businesses that we truly help. A trucking company, 180 employees, we got that business back $3.1 million, ladies and gentlemen. I simply want you again to imagine being able to walk into a business establishment and help put this type of money into their business, helping the small business and mid-sized businesses stay afloat. And by simply doing that, look at the commissions that our representatives was able to get. $2,040 for the $68,000 that was blasted back into that company's bank account, $36,000 in a commission, $7,875,000 in a commission, $93,000 in one. So, and this is where I want to make a point. I have some folks who say, I don't know a lot of businesses. All you need is one. All you need is a cousin with a trucking company with 180 employees And you simply say to those individuals, hey, how was you impacted by the pandemic? Make an introduction. This is the process. How long have you been in business, Mr. Business Owner? How was you impacted by the pandemic? They'll go into your story. Hey, you know, we had to shut down. We lost some employees, et cetera, et cetera. Let me ask you a question. I work with a company that helps small and mid-sized businesses get access to government money that has been put to the side for businesses that maintain their employees. Have you taken advantage of the ERC program? There'll be a couple of responses. One is, what is the ERC program? Two, my CPA said I don't qualify. And the reason why most CPAs are saying that businesses don't qualify is they're not familiar with the changes that has taken place with the ERC program. They still think that because they got a PPP, they don't qualify. And the reality is now because of the changes, they do. Or they'll say, you know, I tried, or there's many different examples or reasons why they won't take advantage of it. And then at that point, you say, well, listen, all we want to do is simply see whether or not you qualify. You send them to your website, and we're going to set you up with your website. Have them click on that link that says begin qualifying. I say, hit the purple button. And then they simply put in information, asking them questions, and then the system lets them know what they may qualify for. Then they upload their documents, and it's simple documents, okay? And then basically the experts will pull those documents, scrub them, contact the business if necessary, and within 4 to 6 months, they're going to receive the money in their bank account. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that simple. You don't have to sell this. All you're asking is, hey, have you taken advantage of the ERC program? And that's it. And understand this, guys, this is what's great about what we have here, because this is becoming a crowded space. Because, of course, there's a lot of money on the table, just like the gold rush. Everybody started jumping in it. But what separates us, because all ERC programs are not equal. Understand that. All ERC programs are not equal. You have companies that's coming along who's never done this before. You have companies that's coming along that has systems that's not transparent. I mean, so you have to be very mindful of who you partner up with. And one of the things that I love about this program and links is the simplicity of it. Because this is a very short window of opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. They're saying about 12 months and the money will run out. And the way people are jumping in this and taking advantage of it, it might be even sooner than that. We don't know. But what we do know is those who get involved right now and get in front of this, they can put themselves in a position to do some amazing things. Another thing with this company that I love is the transparency of it. See, there's companies now where people are putting the linking up businesses, and once they get businesses in the system, they don't know what's going on. With links, the great thing with this is you can track everything that takes place in your in the transaction from beginning to payout. That right there was a game changer for me. Because one of the things I know, I've been in business for over 2 decades, if you can't track the money, you can lose the money. Would you all agree? With this system, guys, it's very transparent. You'll be able to go into your back office. As you can look at the top panels up top, you'll be able to look at your representatives. If you decide to build an affiliation, this is not network marketing. I need to put emphasis on that. Guys, you do not have to recruit anyone into this, and you can make a very significant 6-figure, 7-figure income. Folks are making 7 figures off of the production that they're putting in on their own. However, at the same time, to have an opportunity like this, it's almost an obligation to share it with the people you know and love. Why get rich on your own? But when you put them in a system, you could track them. You'll see your commissions. You'll see your business that's being submitted. You'll be able to track the process accordingly, guys, which is absolutely amazing. They just added this to our back office. You can see some of the individuals right now who have money on the table, over $83,000. I think that's for the month already. money due to them, which is absolutely exciting. Let's talk about how this works. The compensation is simple. A business doesn't have to pay anything up front. And that right there, again, is a separation. Whereas once they come in, we get them in the system. Then the way it's set up is they pay a contingency of 15% of the monies that we collect for them on the back end. So they don't have to pay up front. They pay 15%, no upfront costs. And if they want to pay less, they say, hey, I want 15%, I want a discount. We have the ability to give them a 10% offering if they pay up front. So now if they pay up front 10%, saving themselves 33% in a discount, this is what's great about that. We get paid when we collect the fees. So if they pay 10% up front, you get paid immediately upon them receiving that money, which is pretty exciting. So let's go into detail about the compensation, guys. Now, this right here, I truly believe is a game changer. Simplicity creates success. Once you help an individual get this service, get their monies back, you're going to get paid 20% on the fees collected on the business. 20% of the fees collected on the business. Now, there's companies, there's different types of breakdowns, but then you have the ability to get 4% on level 1, 3% on level 2, 2% on level 3, and 1% on level 4. And guys, if you understand how this thing works, it's in the levels where the money is made. There's a lot of money that most people are missing because of the fact that they either get one tier or two tiers. But when you bring on that second person who brings on that third person who goes crazy and signs up a whole lot of businesses, you don't touch that. And I say that emotionally because that was what I experienced when I first jumped into the space. But now you don't have to worry about that. Let me show you how the money works and give you a quick example where you help a business get $200,000. You're their hero. 15% of that is only $30,000 in an ERC fund. Okay. Your commission, 20% of that is $6,000. And then as you help individuals that's in your organization, if they got this type of deal, you'll get $1,200 because that's 4% of the $30,000. You got $900, which is 3% of the $30,000. And you guys see 600, 2% of the 30,000, and then 300, which is 1% of the 30,000. That's a lot of revenue being generated as you build this thing out and take full advantage of the opportunity in front of you. Who wants to be a millionaire? Guys, let me show you $1 million formula that is absolutely exciting. You can truly become a millionaire in the next few months. Now, here's what I want to say before I show you the $1 million formula. You don't have to stop doing what you're doing. I run 2-3 different businesses, actually. I know individuals who run 2 or 3 different businesses. Some of you are building organizations. We're not asking you to stop that. But what's taking place right now is the opportunity, a small window of opportunity for you to seize the moment. I mean, this is what you call by the way marketing. While you're going about doing what you're already doing, you already go into business establishments. You already know people who own businesses. I mean, this is nothing that you got to go out of your way and do something totally different. For those who are busy. Now, those who aren't busy, who say, listen, I could go all in with this, then yes, you can go door to door to businesses, get on the phone and cold call businesses, send out email blasts. All that is fair game for anybody who want to really go out here and make millions of dollars in the next 6 to 12 months. But I need you to really understand that we're not telling people to stop what you're doing. But if you really understand what we have here, you'll make time to incorporate this into what you're doing because there's too much money on the table. Let me show you this $1 million formula, guys. Just helping 100 businesses with the average of 40 employees. There's millions of businesses out here who don't even know about this program. You have hundreds of businesses within a 20, 30-mile radius of your home. You have thousands of businesses. Let me make a correction. And if you just tap 1,000 of them and get 100 to sign up with 40 employees, that's 4,000 employees. And let's just say they got the PPP, so they only get $10,000 in ERC per employee. That's $40 million collected. With a 15% contingency, that's $6 million that goes to links. You get 20% of that, you make $1.2 million. Ladies and gentlemen, who wants to be a millionaire? I mean, this is amazing. If you just get 50 businesses, but here's what's so cool about this. That's you getting 100 businesses with 40 employees. But if you don't have the ability to go out there and do that, you do have the ability to leverage yourself by just having your team go out and get 200, because we get the percentages, guys. So let's just say your team, if with that same production, that's $240,000 in level one, $180,000 in level two, $120,000 in level three, $60,000 in level four. There is amazing income available in this opportunity, and it's free to get involved, and it's free to the business owner because it's money that is coming out of the money that they wasn't even expecting. I don't know anybody who can't build something that's free if you put forth the effort. So the time is now to take action. Get back with the person who shared this with you. Tell them to send you their link. They're going to send you a website, the site that looks similar to this. You want to click on where it says become a partner. Once you become a partner, then you're going to get the same exact site. Once you get the site, your only job description is to get as many businesses to click on the purple button. Get qualified. And as many businesses you click on that purple button, that's going to get qualified. It increases your odds of making some incredible income. So the time is now, ladies and gentlemen. Don't miss out on this opportunity. I always hate saying, the time is now. Hurry up, get in. Ladies and gentlemen, hurry up, get in, because this thing is running out. Once the money is gone, the money is gone. So what I would love to do right now is, because we got a good group of folks on here, I want to open it up where, with the moderator, if you would, make it where folks can raise their hand. And if you have a question, raise your hand. We'll unmute your line, and then we can answer any question that you have one at a time. We'll give it a moment for folks to raise their hands. Meanwhile, I'm going to stop the recording here. Hold for 1 second. All right. Coach Scott, unmute your line, sir.
Hi, Coach Ben.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I hear you loud and clear.
Got a question. I picked up my dog today from the local groomer, and I got talking to the manager, and they got 20 employees. Now, she had mentioned to me that last year in 2021, that the owner got some check, and she wasn't sure whether it was a PPL or ERC. But what struck my curiosity is that she had mentioned to me that when she received this check from the government, that she had to cash that check within a certain time frame, and she had to allocate that and pay to the employees. Like, she had some people that, because of the pandemic, they were on unemployment, and she had to take that check and pay the employees and get them off unemployment. So is that perhaps a PPL? I mean, a PP?
That was I'm gonna interrupt. I'm gonna intervene for a second. That's a PPP. When you get this, Coach Price, when they was giving out the PPP, you have to show documentation where the money goes. You actually had to spend 80% of the PPP to your payroll and 20% to your business. So she received a PPP. So by her receiving a PPP, she will qualify for it. Any business that received a PPP, they qualify for the ERC faster than people that didn't
Absolutely.
receive a PPP. My
Oh,
bad, Coach
wow.
Ben. I already
That,
knew where he was
No.
going with that. Yeah.
yeah, that's
Absolutely.
awesome
I was
because,
waiting for him to take a breath. That was what I would call a hot prospect.
oh,
I mean, I
yeah.
just put in the numbers, 20 employees. You can get them with that. When they got the PPP, they only get up to $10,000. And this is average. So that's $200,000 that they could put back into their bank account. And with our funds, with the ERC, ladies and gentlemen, there's no restrictions and allegations. You can use that money for whatever you see fit.
Okay,
Now, of
awesome.
course, we hope they put it back into their business, but that's not a requirement.
So in other words, since she's already done the PP, how much? So it's only 10 out of 26,000 per employee.
That's correct, because you can't double dip. So if a business has already received the PPP, then it's up to $10,000. Now, of course, we'll let the experts do what the experts do, but on the average, up to $10,000 per employee if they got the PPP. So again, that's still $200,000 to the business. Let's play with the numbers here. So if you set that up, you're going to make $6,000 for just a referral.
And also,
it could actually be my dog.
It actually could be more than that, Ben, because you only did the numbers on 10,000 for 20 employees for 1 year. So do that by 2 years, because it's 2020 and 2021. So if you take that 200,000 you did for 1 year for 20 employees and multiply that by 2, it really legitimately could be 400,000. That's worst case scenario.
Well, that's best case scenario. I was given the worst case with the 200. Best case scenario, yeah, it could be a lot more.
My bad, Coach.
No, absolutely.
Well, she was all excited. She's all excited.
Well, and the next step for you, Scott, again, we don't have to do a lot of talking. The faster you can get her to click the big the purple button and go through the process and allow the experts to see exactly what they can get her back, then the sky's the limit from there. Good job, sir.
Oh, that'll be done within 24 hours. Yep. Thank you.
I'm sure it will. Good job. Good job. Any other questions, please raise your hand and we'll help you to unmute your line. All right. Well, okay. We have Miss Samantha Benson. Unmute your line and ask your question, please.
Well, actually, it's a kind of a piggyback on the gentleman you just talked to. I just got back to Charlotte, and I was in South Carolina, and I passed a private veterinarian's office, and I thought today, wow, how about we go after the veterinarians? And he talked about his groomer. And I actually took a picture of a van passing my house just a few days ago, which was a private groomer. So I thank you for that, because I'm on the right track.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Go talk to them as soon as possible before someone sends them a random email, which is taking place right now. So good stuff there. Awesome. We have Mr. Pierce, I'm sorry, Victor Pierce.
Yes.
Good evening.
I want to know just a little bit about the company that is putting on the presentation today. I maybe got in late, and so it sounds like you guys are a very well organized ship. So just a little bit about you, the company.
Absolutely, Victor, and I appreciate your question. I'm not the company. I'm just simply an affiliation with it. My name is Benjamin McCray. I like to say I'm well organized, though. But we're partnered up with a company called Links, which has put together systems to make this process very streamlined to help us to effectively go and talk to businesses, put them in the system without the problems of bottleneck, and being very transparent. The company that house and conduct all the business that we do, if someone can mute their line there, mute your line there, if you will, Victor, is ERC Specialists. They've been in business for over a decade. They have done thousands and thousands of businesses, and they're upgrading the back office. They've collected over $4 billion for businesses. And I always tell people, if you're looking to go into the marketplace and put your good name out there, you got to be careful and be mindful. Whereas, do you want to bring a business and connect them with a company that's practicing ERC? Or do you want to put them with a business that has specialized and mastered ERC? And that's what this company we're partnered up with, Links, by way of ERC Specialists. They've mastered and specialized in this space. So you're in good hands. Whoever shared this with you, definitely get back with them, get set up, and let's go out here and help these businesses. All right. So with that being said, guys, I have to get on to another presentation. I think we've answered everyone's questions. Get back with the person who shared this with you. Ask them to send you their link. Get signed up. Guys, it's free. I'll say to you, as I said to an individual who's a good friend of mine, who said, I don't like to sell. I don't have a lot of time. I don't know anybody. I said, get in the system. You go to restaurants. You go to dry cleaners. You go to churches, nonprofit organizations qualify for this if they have W-2, full-time W-2 employees. By just simply referring them in a casual flow, and you get one company and that gets you $10,000 or $100,000 by one company, it's worth it. There's no risk. Now, we don't want you really to come in if you're not going to go after it. There's no need to occupy space. But if you see this, get back with the person who shared it with you. We'll send you their link. Let's get you set up. And we have training, we have support, we have everything that takes place throughout the week. As a matter of fact, tomorrow afternoon, 2 o'clock, the company does a Q&A and a detailed training that you can plug into. For those who have other questions, you can ask those questions there in the Q&A. So again, guys, we thank you very much for joining us. We'll be doing this every single Thursday at 9 p.m. and at 12 in the afternoon, and on Mondays at 12 and 7 p.m. God bless everyone. Have a great night. Look forward to working with you.